Vikings, let's win the game.
Attention, Vikings fans. Amid stunning turns and dramatic advances, today we dive into a journey filled with emotions, suspense, and fierce strategies that promise to shake the very foundation of the Vikings like never before. Which iconic player is making great strides towards a triumphant return? And who's the new name joining the Viking ship, ready to transform the game? Just imagine what new faces are emerging on the horizon, ready to change the course of our season. And most intriguingly, there are rumors of a significant change you'll definitely want to explore. You won't believe what we have today. Welcome. Show your Viking support by reaching 100 thumbs up on today's video. In a recent conference, Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell brought news that could change the spirits of fans. Christian Darrisaw, our brilliant left tackle, and J.J. McCarthy, the new hope at quarterback, are making significant progress in their rehabilitation. After a challenging period due to Darrisaw's devastating injury, who suffered tears in both the ACL and MCL, and McCarthy's torn meniscus, prospects are looking up. Darrisaw, recognized for his exceptional skill and a freshly extended contract reaching the figure of $113 million, is in a solid recovery process after successful surgery. According to O'Connell, we hope to see him back on the field by the start of the regular season, a triumphant return for the athlete who still holds the capability of being one of the best in his position in football. On the other hand, McCarthy, who is ahead in his recovery, has his sights set on the start of the off-season programs in April. Various positive factors revolve around McCarthy, from continuous involvement in meetings during the last season to the use of virtual reality programs that helped him stay mentally engaged in the game. This development places McCarthy in a favorable position to win the starting quarterback spot, especially with the imminent departure of Sam Darnold in free agency. This recovery scenario not only revitalizes hopes for the next season, but also invokes new energy among fans who are eager to see how far these key players can take the team. The rehabilitation journey of Darrisaw and McCarthy is more than medical. It's the rebirth of two vital forces for the Vikings, which could be the differentiator in the pursuit of the much-coveted title. As we absorb the impacts of these recoveries, it leaves us wondering, and that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day. Brace yourselves, because what comes next is even more unbelievable. In a strategic and promising move, the Minnesota Vikings have just announced the hiring of Keith Carter, former offensive line coach of the Jets and the Titans, as the new assistant offensive line coach. This addition to Kevin O'Connell's staff is more than just reinforcement. It's a declaration of intentions to strengthen one of the most crucial aspects of the game that has weighed on our hopes, the ground game. In recent years, under O'Connell's leadership, the performance of the Vikings' ground attack has been nothing but inconsistent, oscillating between moments of brilliance and resounding failures. With Carter at the helm, there's a promise of revitalization and a new tactical approach. His previous experience with the Jets and Titans, especially in coordinating the ground game, indicates a future improvement in the Vikings' ability to dominate at the line of scrimmage. It's well known that the Vikings have tremendous offensive potential that has been underutilized until now. With Darrisaw and O'Neal solidifying the flanks, Carter's arrival could be the catalyst to completely transform this unit, unleashing its full potential for explosiveness and efficiency. The expectation is that he will bring not only technical knowledge, but also a new energy that could infuse confidence and aggression into a line that has often been a source of frustration for fans. The shadow of Sean Sarrett, who moved to the Jaguars, no longer seems so threatening, with a worthy replacement promising to rethink and restructure. Carter, upon his entry, also faces the challenge of dealing with internal issues and adapting to the already established culture of the Vikings, balancing expectations and reality. But as we reflect on Carter's ability to turn the game around for the Vikings, an undeniable impression remains. This hiring could very well be the missing piece needed to unlock a ground attack that we all know is possible. And since we're talking about potential and future, get ready for the next piece of news, which brings glimpses of hope and fresh talent on the horizon. As the NFL draft approaches, all eyes of Vikings fans turn to a possible new addition that could change the course of the next season. With the 24th pick in the draft, General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah seems to have a special interest in Ashton Jeanty, an emerging talent whose skills promise to bring a new dynamic to our offense. Jeanty, known for his stellar performance at Boise State, dazzled the nation with an almost record-breaking season. With 2,601 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns, he carried his team to notable success, being a strong contender for the Heisman Trophy. Ginty's ability to not only advance the ball but also contribute in the air game makes him a complete prospect and a potentially transformative weapon for the Vikings. Our track record with runners is impressive, having counted on legends like Adrian Peterson and Dalvin Cook. Thus, the bar is high for any new talent. Integrating Ginty would not only fill a critical need, but also usher in a new era of dynamism in the Vikings' backfield. With Aaron Jones potentially returning and the interest shown in Ginty, the backfield scenario in Minnesota promises to be one of the most watched in the league. Now imagine this scenario: a rejuvenated offense with Ginty carrying the ball, breaking through defenses with the agility and strength that made him famous in college. This would not only be exciting to watch, but could also be the fuel that propels us beyond expectations this season. By blending youth with experience, the Vikings seem to be on the right track for a bright future. And while we dream of the explosion that Ginty could bring to our offense, we can hardly wait to see how the next chapters of this saga unfold. But before we delve into these future dreams, a piece of news about a beloved player captures our attention and promises significant developments. Stay tuned, because what follows is more than just a rumor. The fate of Aaron Jones, one of the pillars of the Vikings' backfield last year, is taking shape and raising fervent debates among fans and analysts. With the opening of the free agency market approaching, Minnesota faces a critical decision: renew with Jones or allow him to explore new opportunities. Jones, who surprised everyone with over 1,500 scrimmage yards last season, is a key piece in the Vikings' offensive scheme. However, the financial situation and contractual demands are at the center of the negotiations. Rumors indicate that Minneapolis still wants to count on his experience and skills, but with an investment adjusted to the team's new plans. The Vikings' strategy of extending Jones's contract deadline to the last day before free agency is a shrewd move, buying more time for negotiations that may benefit both parties. This maneuver also signals a strong desire to keep Jones on the roster, aligned with his own recently expressed desire to end his career in Minnesota. This situation not only directly affects Jones's immediate future, but also has profound implications for the Vikings' draft strategy. With a deep draft in running backs, the team might opt to add a young talent to complement or eventually replace Jones. This offers a potentially ideal balance of youth and experience in the backfield, keeping the team competitive in both the short and long term. The decision regarding Aaron Jones will be a testament to the priorities and vision of the Vikings front office to build a contender. For the fans, the hope is that whatever the outcome, it contributes to the team's growing success. And so, fans, we conclude our dive into the deep and turbulent waters of the latest news surrounding the Minnesota Vikings. From the exciting progress in the rehabilitations of Christian Darrisaw and J.J. McCarthy to the strategic hiring of Keith Carter, through the promise of new talents like Ashton Ginty and the crucial decisions regarding Aaron Jones's future, each moment brings with it a wave of hope and anticipation. These updates are not just news. They are the precursors to a season that promises to be filled with strategy, grit, and passion. What do you think the next chapter holds for us? Don't forget to share this video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest news about the Minnesota Vikings. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings, let's go!